Cool, cool. Well, welcome to part 3. Here we're going to go into more depth for how property owners of Opportunity Zone land can further and more greatly enhance their value of that land. So the first step of any property owner, if they want to take advantage of this system, what they'd have to first is set up their own qualified Opportunity Zone fund, a vehicle where they can raise capital itself into this. So now, this slide itself may seem daunting at first about the amount of documents that a property owner has to go through and create if they want to make an Opportunity Zone fund. But a lot of them are a bit more common and simple than you may think. Like just in general, articles of incorporation or organization is kind of a typical document that a lot of people make constantly for organizations such as this. Same with the bylaws or operating agreement. And all these, we could go through them, the Founders Investment Agreement, the Opportunity Zone Investment Agreement, and just minutes from the formation meeting itself. All of these are just the basic documents you kind of go through the process of making an Opportunity Zone fund. And there are plenty of resources out there that can help you make these funds, even Capital Coach and other programs. Now first, what they'd have to do is raise up money into this Opportunity Zone fund from people that have recognized capital gains and from businesses and other Oz funds. And now in this, they would invest within the Opportunity Zone business itself. And at this point, now the Opportunity Zone business will buy the property. So at this point, you have sold your property rights away, and the property is now owned by that Opportunity Zone business, and hence by the fund as well. So then at this point, the property owner himself could recognize his own capital gain on the sale of their property, which means they can roll this over itself into the Opportunity Zone fund that would go back into the same Opportunity Zone business. At this point, the property owner gains those tax benefits from selling that property. And the Opportunity Zone fund can then go into the Opportunity Zone business, which can then enhance the value of the land by whatever project is being built there. As we've seen before, there are a lot of different options in this way. It's kind of a cornucopia of potential. Obviously, there's kind of the simple real estate plays where you could build multiple projects, apartments, or whatever else you wanted on that property. But you also could incorporate other like Opportunity Zone hubs, innovation hubs, or workforce housing. There are many options to change the use of the land enough and have enough investment into it that increases the value of the land and changes the purpose of it as well. So now, at this point, as you know, the property owner cannot attain more than 20% of the Opportunity Zone business, the actual stock within the company. This has to do with one of the rules and the regulations. So at this point, the fund itself is not just capital gains from the property owner, it is of course from a bunch of different parties. At this point, they just have to make sure they own less than 20% or less of the Opportunity Zone business fund. Question? Yeah.
But as an individual can own wholly the Opportunity Zone business, correct?
Yes.
As well as the fund?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just cede the property to the business, but you still own the business?
Yeah,
you cannot end up at the end of the day with more than a 20% ownership in that business. So if you sell it to yourself using your own capital gains, then you won't be within the rule. So this is one of the questions that's come up to the side is what if you have 5 development companies? And we have a project right now, it's on the table like this, where the property sitting in development company number 1, but they're looking at liquidating properties in development companies 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, if that new cash comes in as a capital gain through the fund, you may indirectly own the entire project that way because you did meet the spirit of the statute, which is to bring new money into an Opportunity Zone. But the original title holder cannot hold more than 20% in that follow-on business. So we're looking at some ways to achieve this, but do better to allow us to not necessarily be completely compartmentalized by that 20% rule.
This again goes more to the nature of the bill. They didn't want people that just came into a windfall of this land to gain all the benefit from it. So at that point, They want them, obviously, less 20% or less, you can still gain a lot of benefit from the long-term potential from the tax breaks to the capital gain, but also the tax breaks and the more potential enhancements from those Opportunity Zone businesses within the Opportunity Zone fund, within the Opportunity Zone property.
During the forum, in part 4, we're going to attack this issue from different angles. Ross has a number of questions that we've been going over, again, trying to figure out just where the edges on this limitation are, because, again, part of the purpose is to attract capital into the area. If that's achieved, are there places where you could do something that still meets the law without causing heartache with the IRS?
Going off about the IRS, obviously at this point the fund itself will file the Form 8996 with the IRS. And then the Opportunity Zone business, depending on how long they are in operation, will continue to enhance the property and manage the property. And at this point, after 10 years, ideally, to gain the maximum benefits, you would sell the property and get those capital-free gains, tax-free profits from that Opportunity Zone business. And at this point, there could be some debate about who owns the land at that point, and potentially the property owner that originally landed could rebuy it at this point because it would no longer be under the Opportunity Zone regulations. Thank you.